hide.
Hey employers, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
We can see your greedy side.
Hey employers, you can't hide.
Hey employers, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
We can see your greedy side.
Beautiful. So from one longtime fighter to another, I want to welcome up Janice Martel to the stage. Janice has been doing incredible work to expose the horrific impacts of McIntyre powder that miners have experienced in Ontario. So everybody give it up, please, for Janice Martel.
8 days ago, my father died. He was one of at least 10,000 miners in Ontario and 20,000 plus miners and industry workers, factory workers in the United States, Western Australia, Mexico, Belgian Congo, all across Canada, that were forced to inhale by their employers McIntyre powder. It was called McIntyre powder because it was named after McIntyre Porcupine Mines, who developed this as a cure, as a prophylaxis against silicosis. So the prevailing theory, the unproven theory, was that if you inhaled this stuff, which is right there, that's McIntyre powder, that black stuff, that if you inhaled this, that it would coat your lungs and it would prevent you from getting silicosis. That it would stop, like a condom, stopping a physical barrier, stopping the silicosis from the silica molecule from settling into your lungs and causing silicosis. My dad had to breathe this for 2 years when he worked at Rio Algo and Cork 2 mine in Elliott Lake, and he developed Parkinson's. And Parkinson's is a neurological disorder, and aluminum is a neurotoxin. I'm thinking that the two might be related. So in 2011, I applied on my dad's behalf as his worker representative to the WSIB for compensation for neurological disorders for his Parkinson's related to breathing in a neurotoxin. And the claim was rejected, and we got to the point, we got to the tribunal level, but I didn't actually have the tribunal hearing, because when I started looking into it further and digging in a little deeper, I learned that the WSIB had a policy that they developed stating that neurological disorders are not occupational diseases when they are claimed to have been as a result of occupational aluminum exposure. So you cannot win. It is a negative policy, which means this disease is not caused by this particular occupational exposure, and they can automatically deny your claims. It is the only negative policy that WSIB has ever developed. I'm thinking because 20,000 plus miners and industry workers received this, that is why that negative policy got developed, because they know that if this did damage, they can't afford to pay the compensation claims for these people. So I withdrew on my dad's behalf with his consent, his WSIB claim in 2014, but I asked him for his blessing to tell his story and to do a project to make sure that other people who were exposed to this had justice. And he said yes, which was hard for him because my dad's a very private person, he's a very proud person. Our miners go underground. People don't see what they go through. They are literally underground. If you send down a Ministry of Labor inspector to them, they can call down and tell them to get out of the hot spots and to do certain things. They're hidden, and I'm speaking for them. It's hard for me to be here today. When my dad died, he died without answers. He doesn't know what the effects of the aluminum dust were, but he knows that I'm fighting and he knows that I will see this through. And on Saturday, June 3rd at 11 o'clock, as we gather for his funeral service and to bury him, I would ask you to say his name, Jim Hobbs. And when the person beside you asks you who Jim Hobbs is, you tell them Jim Hobbs was a worker, he was a miner who went to work to support his family. I asked him why he went to the mines, and he said I had 4 kids to put through school. and you tell them that Jim Hobbs lost his life and he gave up his life for us in the mines. You tell them that Jim Hobbs' daughter will give up her life to make sure that there are changes to the compensation system, that no other worker, no other widow, no other child has to wait for a miner's daughter to come along in order to get justice. Thank you.
Thank you.